Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 11 a.m. Fireside Chat on this beautiful Wednesday, April the 20th, 2022. I am Vickie Meeks-Miller, your Community Engagement Manager, here with a special guest joining me today to discuss a topic near and dear to her heart and the hearts of many. And that topic is Earth Day, which is celebrated on this Friday, April the 22nd. Please welcome Miss Gretchen Johnson of Knollwood.
Good morning, Vickie, and thank you for inviting me.
It is a pleasure to have you here with me today. Gretchen is the catalyst for the observation and celebration of Earth Day that will take place here on the Richfield campus on Friday at 11 a.m. by the Lower Lake. So you all are invited to join us as we will commemorate this special day with a planting and just forward thinking for Richfield's environmental well power initiatives. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
Wonderful. So tell us why Earth Day is important to celebrate.
It's important because this is our planet, this is our home, and Earth Day is to make us aware of the problems that we have. And this is our legacy, the legacy that we leave our children.
Yes.
So we need to protect our planet.
That is so true. And what we do today has far-reaching impact. So
Definitely.
that is a very good point that you make. So tell us about why Earth Day is important to you personally.
Okay. Earth Day is very important to me personally, and I grew up on a farm. Mm-hmm. I grew up on 480 acres, and on a farm you live with the earth.
Yes.
And we grew crops. We had oats, alfalfa, barley, corn, and we had animals. We had pigs, we had chickens, we had cows, and we had pigs. And you see the cycles, you see the seasons, you see how important the weather is for the crops and for the animals also. And you see the birth and the death and how all of this, we're all connected to this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a little country church, and everyone there was a farmer. Mm-hmm. I think I'm not talking into this sometimes. Everyone there was a farmer. And what did we study in Sunday school? We studied the creation, and we studied that our responsibility is to care for the earth. Those were the instructions that were given in the Garden of Eden, to care for the earth. Mm-hmm. And dominion over animals does not mean that we have control of the animals. Dominion over the animals means to protect the animals.
Stewardship.
I went to a one-room schoolhouse, and there again, all the children were children of farmers. And it was either 5th or 6th grade, we studied conservation of our natural resources. And that was my favorite course, and I think that's where it was most instilled in me to protect our planet.
Wonderful.
One other thing in that little country church that I went to, the preacher was supposed to pray for our crops, and a lot of those Sundays was for rain.
Yes.
And if he didn't pray for our crops, he could just go find himself another church.
Indeed. Well, life was really centered around sustaining life and how Earth sustained life really directly. It wasn't all about going to the grocery store and buying things, you had to provide those things for yourself and others.
That's right. We had a garden. And most of our food either came from the animals that we grew or from the garden. I mean, we went to town once a week and got some things, but most of the things that we ate came right from that garden or from an animal that we took to the butcher shop.
Wow.
When I went to college, I took a speech class, and my final speech was on conservation of water, and I got an A on it, and some of that was presentation, but some of that was also content, so
Sure.
I must have gotten my message across.
Certainly.
And South Dakota has a large Native American population. To Native Americans, every day is Earth Day, and they feel that we're all connected from the smallest insect to the loftiest tree. We're a circle of life.
Sort of their religion, isn't it?
Yes, it is their
Indeed.
religion, yes. So I grew up with all of this, and all of this is inside of me. I want to go into a little bit of history of Earth Day, which is also, it started from the protests of 1960, from the 60s, I should say. And I graduated from high school in 1960. And so these were my young adult years when the protests were going on. And part of those protests were the way we treat the environment. The book came out, Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, and it was on the adverse effects of pesticides, and that came out in 1962. It was a controversial book, I remember at the time. So all of these things were influential to me and to America. And first Earth Day was April 22nd, 1970, and it was sponsored by Gaylord Nelson. Gaylord Nelson was a senator, U.S. senator at the time. Before that, he was a senator and the governor in his home state of Wisconsin. But he was an environmentalist. And because of him, we have Earth Day. And followed by that, we had the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act. And so all of those things, an Environmental Protection Act was also 1970. So that was a very good time for all of these laws to get started. And like I say, I was still a young adult. So all of these things influenced me.
And it was also during the time of automobiles increasing,
Yes.
lead gas,
Yes.
industrial air pollution.
Yes.
All of the smokestacks in the big cities
Yes.
were so prevalent. So it was also very necessary due to the changing times.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The theme for Earth Day 2022 is Invest in Our Planet.
Right.
So that's what I want everyone to do, to invest yourself emotionally into Earth Day. And I think if you get involved emotionally, then some things to do will just fall natural for you. So,
Indeed.
so that's
Indeed.
why Earth Day is important to me, Vickie.
Wow. Well, you're a part of that history.
Yes.
In terms of the actual plan that Mr. Gaylord and others, Dennis Hayes and Pete McCloskey, they really wanted to piggyback on the anti-war
Yes.
efforts of
Yes.
that college students undertook at that time to then affect this problem as well. So that was at the time in which you were a college student.
Yes.
And so therefore you are a part of this history.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yes, the teach-ins were established on the college campuses and really made an impact as we are sitting here today with you, which is so important. Now, what environmental issues are we facing, do you think, locally and worldwide?
Well, the biggest thing is climate change.
Yes.
And we're losing safe water. Of all the water on Earth, less than 0.5% is drinkable and usable.
Yes.
And if we lose that, then
Yes.
what are we going to do? I learned that, by the way, from Margaret's classes, Saving the Planet. So just to put a little plug in for those.
Indeed, indeed. And, as you were speaking, that kind of ties into the astronomy that we study with Margaret as well,
Yes,
here on
yes.
the 1111. Everything is connected, and these concepts are all included in our well power elements that we promote as well. And so I appreciate you making that plug, because these are exactly the things that we hope to impact our environmental wellness, in addition to physical wellness, spiritual, social, emotional. All of those things are important, but they definitely tie into the environment. And so the programs here at Richfield are designed to promote and to enrich us in those ways. And we certainly do thank you and the residents, all of the residents who are involved in these efforts to bring this awareness about.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And so on Friday, we look forward to you all joining us. We invite you all to join us for the Earth Day celebration. Once again, it will be at 11 a.m. at the Lower Lake. We will meet by the bridge, which is where we will have a planting of a symbolic plant that will help to sustain the campus life and the environment in general. Shirley Jerusik, who is our Director of Landscape here at Richfield, of course, you all know of her efforts to keep the campus not only beautiful, but she is very deliberate in the types of plants that help to maintain
Yes.
and sustain living here at Richfield. And so we will have Shirley to speak about those efforts that are in place to beautify as well as conserve and preserve resources here at Richfield.
Yes, she provides a habitat for many animals and insects and reptiles.
Yes, indeed, indeed. And once again, the residents here at Richfield who man the birdhouses.
Yes, the birdhouse man.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, as a group
Yes.
thereof.
Don't forget our geese.
The geese, of course. And we have some avid bird watchers here as well. So, of course, why Earth Day is important to us here at Richfield, because it is important to you all and your efforts, the things that you do to help maintain, conserve, and preserve the natural resources here at Richfield are supported. And so, therefore, we would love to have you all join us, as we said, on Friday at the Lower Lake for a commemoration of Earth Day. And once again, we certainly do thank you, Gretchen, for joining me today. As I said, this is a one-woman Earth Day crew. She made it clear that this was something that we needed to do, and of course, in response and respect for her efforts, as well as others that have been mentioned, and the efforts that you all make, we definitely want to recognize what you do and what is done here on the Richfield campus. Did you have any parting words for us?
I have a few more things I wanted to say.
Sure.
I did speak at the Resident Advisory Council last week, and I said that we hope to plant our sunflower seeds that were in our Station 15 of the Stations of the Cross. I wanted to plant them in the garden. Well, it's too early, but I understand that we're going to dedicate a space on
Yes.
Friday for the sunflower seeds, and then they will be planted later.
Yes.
So I just wanted to let you know.
Yes.
And I want to thank Vickie because I wanted something to happen on Earth Day, and I mentioned it to her in passing last week, and she just took it and ran with it. And here we are today, and then Friday, here we are. We're going to be 11 o'clock. We're going to celebrate Earth Day. So
Awesome. I
Come to
appreciate
the lake.
you. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. This is exactly what we want to do, is to make those things happen that are important to residents, and certainly to recognize the efforts. And lots of environmental efforts are happening here at Richfield. We hope that it will kickstart other initiatives that will support Shirley in her council to continue to preserve and to conserve. And yes, the sunflowers, which was an awesome idea. That, that seed was planted during the Stations of the Cross, and it will hopefully flourish in the very front of the campus once you turn on Knoll Ridge Road. So all that information will be provided on Friday. Can't give it all away, so please be sure to join us by the Lower Lake on Friday at 11 a.m. to observe Earth Day. Once again, thank you so much, Gretchen.
thank you, Vickie. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's been a pleasure, as always. And to leave you with a quote from the Jar of Awesomeness really does put it all in perspective. It is a quote by novelist Wendell Berry that states, "Earth is what we all have in common." And there you go. Yep. There are lots of things that are going on, but the one thing that we share is this Mother Earth. So thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope to see you on Friday as well. And also a reminder that there will be Well Nested class at 1 p.m. on Friday in the Roost 52. So be sure to join us. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And on Monday, please be sure to join us for Geese Speaks when Mr. David Snow of Lake Retreat will be my special guest. He is a former race car driver, high performance, has worked in the car performance industry, and is an avid traveler of Route 66. So he'll be telling us all about his adventures. I was very, very fortunate to visit his apartment on yesterday and all of his mementos. So you're in for a treat on Monday for
That
Geese
sounds
Speaks.
exciting.
It is going to be exciting. So definitely tune in for Geese Speaks on this Monday, the 25th at 11:11. Thank you all again and have a great day.